See if I can't put the volume down just a touch. Alright, just a moment now and we shall begin. I might as well go ahead and turn this off. Might be bleeding on the audio. Okay, looks like we're about ready. Hello again, everybody. Jordan Hazelwood's back. Hello, Hello again, everybody. The Synapse is back with another episode of Crossing the Streams. Tonight, I share with you a very intriguing recent stealth action episodic game known as Republique. At least I'm pretty sure it's pronounced that way. It's Republic with a QUE, so republique. I don't know. I mean, I'm American. You understand? You know, I live in a I'm messing up this joke here. Let me try this again. And I'm living in a representative democracy. So, anyway, I'm gonna just try that again. It's at the start. I can do this. Okay, take 2. Hello everybody, the Synapse is back with another episode of Crossing the Streams, and tonight I present to you a little window into a game I rented recently called Republique. Democracy. Whichever. It's a stealth action episodic game that I've been playing this pretty much solidly for an entire week. I found it very intriguing, and I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to show you at least part of the first episode tonight, and kind of fill in with my thoughts about this wild ride. So yeah, new game, please. Okay, man, yeah, this game has a very interesting mechanic. That's about. I'm terribly sorry. I gotta get this. I could have sworn I silenced this. Oh, it's the game. I'm a silly goose. Yeah. It's connecting. I dare say it's still connecting. Okay.
Do you see me?
I'm so scared right now.
Please, I need your help. I don't have much time. They want to erase me. They want to erase who I am.
They're coming at me with a giant pencil. Okay, and fortunately the game is nice enough to just hang here until I actually tell it to go forward. But first things first, did you guys know that I live in Central Maryland? I'm about 20 minutes away from Burkittsville, the proud setting of the Blair Witch Project. So obviously, I feel kind of honor-bound to mention the Blair Witch Project at every valid opportunity. It's what culture expects of me as a Central Marylander. I can only imagine that every resident of Texas, you know, they also feel the need to comment whenever a chainsaw massacre happens. But in any case, so this is Hope. I'm technically not actually playing her. What I'm playing is the camera either in her phone or hanging on all those walls right now. So let's see what this camera sees.
Who defaced the pages of this manifesto? This is a disaster. This is poison. Who fed you this poison? It was the librarian, wasn't it? That snake. How did nobody see these being distributed? Cooper!
We take you live to Cooper. But yeah, so I can freeze time whenever I want to, and then just kind of, you know, and then pick up rather interesting information from the camera feed. So just about everybody that you run into, including all of the faceless mooks that you're going to be dodging, they all have names. They all have these passports. And granted, a lot of them are named after Kickstarter backers, you know, who funded this project. And don't worry, their passport will straight up say they're a Kickstarter backer. That's a level of not even remotely subtle meta-narrative that we're going to dig into quite a bit tonight. Just you wait. In any case, so that's Cooper. We'll get to know. He doesn't talk much, but we'll get to know him a little bit better later. And down here, we have Mireille Prideaux, who is also known as the Mentor, or to her friends, she's known as Jennifer Hale, because that's another fun thing that this game loves to do, is that they actually list the voice actors just in the game. I can't think of too many other games that do that aren't just obvious credit lines. But yeah, so we're getting a French flavored Jennifer Hale tonight. I hope you'll enjoy that. But anyway, I think that's all I can do here.
Get us some water. Sovereign water from the commissary.
I remember the first time I thought she was gonna tell him to empty out the fishbowl. Oh, up. There we go.
Where is it?
So now I can just move the camera around and spy on people. Not too similarly from Night Trap, come to think of it.
Tell me, or I'll tell them.
I'll tell them, my Twitch audience. Ow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Child, where is it?
Where's what?
And here's the Chief of Security, Quinn Derringer, who is voiced by Carrie Payton, an actor who I will always remember as Cyborg from the Teen Titans. And he's just straight up using his cyborg voice for this role, for this enforcer villainous role, which I think is really cute. I actually double-checked his IMDb page recently, and you gotta love the fact that, okay, two things. One, this character model is actually very close to what he looks like in real life, and two, his IMDb profile picture, he is looking just strikingly angry and shirtless. You have to wonder who exactly chooses the IMDb profile pics. I don't think they email all the actors or whatever. It's like, which would you like to? Would you prefer to look like? I'm sure they didn't ask Richard Roundtree, who was Shaft, that bad motherfucker back in the early '70s. I love the fact that when you go to his IMDb page, it says Richard Roundtree, best known for his role in Seven. he was in like 2 scenes of that movie. I'm kind of rambling here. I bet this is extremely story-driven game. I think I'll just let the game speak for itself for just a little while longer.
I did not call for Prizrak.
Our computers.
The guards are called Prizrak. It's Russian, I think. I don't know.
I can handle this Prical myself.
Look, I need to know if someone's poisoning the food and water supply in this place.
I am talking about this, you idiot. Poison for the mind.
It's just a manifesto.
Not just. It's been contaminated. These are the words of Zager.
Zager?
Zager!
I guess we could dig him up and shoot him again. Anything else, Murray?
What? That's not enough?
The girl's infected. Found reading contraband. 3rd offense. We are taking her
I
to
didn't read
I am
anything.
in charge, your Derringer. You will put her in a confinement cell. There will be no recalibration without my authority.
Fine. Just do it before the arrival.
Ooh.
And watch your
The
step.
Arrival.
What's your step?
Yeah, watch your step is like is the motto of this place. Isn't that such a lovely sentiment? Okay. You gotta love the fact that there is a camera hidden in this, like... I don't even know what this is. I thought it's like a speaker or an air vent, and it's really hard to see anything. Oh, yeah, he took a swing at Cooper there because he's mute, you see. So why do we have a camera hidden in here when there's a extremely visible camera out here? Is it like if they take out this camera and then the kids are going to be like, haha, no one's watching me now? I guess that's it. Like, what the hell is that thing?
I don't want her freezing to death before tomorrow.
Oh, Cooper. No one will hang with Mr. Cooper. Oh. Dun dun dun.
Hurry up.
What? I don't think Cooper can see these subtitles, Jennifer. Well. Yeah, Rena. I don't recognize Rena Strober, but of course she's Hope. And yes, Solid Snake is the crazed revolutionary Daniel Zager. It is really funny listening to him basically growl lines that I met Matthew Mercer at a convention once. He's a cool guy. Anyway, it's really funny to hear David Hayter, growl really angry lines, but not put up, but without the snake grizzled timbre in his voice. It's kind of a good fit, actually.
We must be extra vigilant. Recent events have brought us the capture and killing of a man whose sinister, disgusting actions caused
the headmaster who's talking right now, it's the Big Cheese. He's also known as the Overseer, and his real name is, and I hope I get this right, Kenichiro Treglazov. Yep, that's a name, all right. And he's voiced by Dwight Schultz, who has a long history of being snivelly, heavy villain type dudes in movies. I know I've seen him in like 10 movies, and I cannot think of one for the life of me. Maybe I should have spent less time staring at shirtless Carrie Payton on his IMDb page and checked out Dwight's. But anyway, my God, a font where the E's don't have middle serifs? They're mad. There's no middle serifs. Okay. If you'll permit me a little bit of of time to myself here, I need to concentrate on this moment and just make sure I don't miss something. So, if it ever loads, okay, there it is. Bentley, Murray. Oh, hi.
You're still here. You have to help me. They're going to hurt me. Recalibrate me.
Garrus is going to spend hours recalibrating me.
They say I'm infected. Contaminated for reading something I wasn't supposed to. Can you help me somehow? Can you help me get out of here?
Can you press R1 and then switch to the camera over my shoulder? Can you? Okay. Whoa.
The cameras. Can you see me? You can see me in there.
I did it. Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
What's the difference?
What I just got there was a bronze
No way you can
trophy.
help me from there.
Oh. Just a moment. I actually thought it was coming a little bit later. I thought it was coming a bit later. So what I just got there was a bronze trophy called Hope is Alive, which is for answering Hope's question. So when she asks, like, I could have sworn the question was, "Did you open the door?" Which I'm watching them, watching me. And okay, so I could have sworn that the question she was going to ask was, did you open the door? And I remember nodding, like, yep, that's right, honey. Just nodding my head. So let's try that here. Yeah, and then hold down R3 to hack. Bam. This way, madame.
Did you do that?
Yeah, see, I nodded at that, and I thought that was the question.
Did you
so
open the door?
yes. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I missed that the first time.
I don't know who you are or how you're doing this. But somehow you found a way into this place.
Somehow.
Can you help me find a way out?
Nope. Interrupted. So, okay. We're done. Anyway, I really did want to get that trophy because I think it's a nice sentiment. Hope is alive. And why do I care about the sentiment of a trophy? Even as a trophy hunter, that seems a little, passé or a little, weird. Well, actually, that was my 11,000th trophy. So... every 1,000 trophies gets saved on my big board on a website I like to visit, psnprofiles.com. And so I always do my best to make sure that every landmark trophy is not. It doesn't say anything, totally embarrassing. Like I made damn sure when I got the look up Juliet Starling's skirt trophy in Lollipop Chainsaw, I was well away from any memorable landmark, but. No, instead I go out of my way to find trophies that I feel are inspiring. Like my 9,000th trophy, I believe, was Turn That Frown Upside Down from Broken Age, and my 10,000th trophy was Wish You Were Here from Submerged, and I think my 8,000th was Hello Nurse from Vanquish. Which I watched a lot of Animaniacs in my day. And my 7,000th trophy was Everybody's Dead Dave from a game called Final Horizon. So it's like, those are things that make me happy, inspirational sayings, hope, Animaniacs, Red Dwarf. And now you know pretty much all you need to know about me, so aren't you glad? I hope so. And now the gameplay can finally begin in earnest. So, with the right stick, I move the camera, whichever camera I happen to be attached to at the moment, and with the left stick, I actually do move Hope, which I didn't tell her to go that way, but I guess that was a tutorial gameplay thing. Who knows? And now an extraordinarily long load time again, where I start to wonder if the game has crashed. Okay. So yeah, the left stick, I can move her. I'm told this was actually rather hard to do in the PC version of the game because you basically clicked and she would go there, and you press a button to crouch, and then whenever you're crouching, she pretty much automatically attaches herself to chest high walls for cover. But I had no real issues with the control of this game myself. So yeah, that's a door. The very end of the Oh, this is new. I turned on the director commentaries, yeah.
So, player, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Republic dev commentary system that we put in place.
They just pronounced it Republic.
Well, in addition to this,
nice.
20 dev commentary tapes located throughout the world, and all you do is just like now, you just scan it. And you get to hear about between a minute to 3 minutes per tape, and it's basically us recording our conversations as we're working on the game and arguing and making jokes.
Just for the record, it's not us recording. It's Ryan secretly recording everybody else in the room while we thought there was no microphone on.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like it's part of the vision of the game. About, censorship and voyeurism. Right. What I think is actually really cool about these is that these are not like kind of retrospective, and that we're just going, oh, remember we worked on this room? I mean, these are like real time emotion, David Cage style emotion going on here.
Stop that.
Ooh, burn.
One thing that I think is what I'm excited about is that this is just the first.
Who am I kidding? I'm going to play the Detroit game when it comes out.
Episodes, so for a total of 100. And thank you for buying our season pass or bundle pack, whatever we end up calling that. And,
I rented it.
This actually is a good kind of learning tool for people who are interested in games. They want to get behind the scenes. And anyway, I think it was a lot of fun doing this, even though most people didn't even have any idea they were doing it at the time.
And thank you very much for once again buying our game and for buying this whole season with like the faith that we're going to give you some awesome content.
Anyway, yeah, thanks again for playing the game, for listening to these. That we had a lot of fun making the game, and we're just getting started. This is only episode 1, so I hope you guys are not like spending all of your fuel because we got a long way to go to finish this whole segment. Hey, Doug, final thoughts?
Filthy? Yeah.
David?
I gotta cut up a lot of stuff in this one.
Hollywood, final thoughts?
Just quit listening to us and go save Hope. Hope you enjoy it.
True that. What Hollywood said.
Yeah.
I'll do that, Hollywood. And as a matter of fact, I think from this point on, I'm not going to bother listening to these on on the stream. That took a while for them basically to say, like, yeah, the way you access these is that you look at them and you hold down L1 to listen to our commentary. It's like, I did that. That's why I'm listening to this commentary. Hui. So, again, time is very helpfully frozen whenever you are, bounding through these cameras. So, I certainly appreciate the, the turn-based strategy, so to speak, of this game. That it gives you a lot of time to react to when things happen. So here I have to expend. I love how the battery in the upper right-hand corner is basically your MP in this game. That there are a lot of little things that you can like hack into and change in the area. There's another one of those things. No, thank you. But in order to do that, you have to have battery life for it, and so there are little stations where you can recharge the battery, and eventually you buy a lot of other abilities, like you can spy on a guard and predict where he's going to walk, or you can force him to freeze in place for about 10 seconds of real time. And then you can even drain more battery life out of small appliances and around. I'd say there's a lot of thought that went into this game. It's an extremely unique mechanic. And here's another poor kid. Might as well start talking a little bit about the storyline. So my character is named Hope, but that's not technically her real name. Her real name is 390H, and you can remember that because it is the word hope spelled backwards. 390H. Her boyfriend of sorts that we learn about soon. His name is 933W, and so he also had to flip his serial number around, and I'm sure he was really upset when he found out. Oh man! So my real name is Weep. I weep for Weep. I don't know what 247G's name's going to end up being. Glass. You have to do some gymnastics with the alphanumerics, but yeah, High Glass. He is scheduled for recalibration, so he's going to be kind of stuck in there. So yeah, needless to say, we're all living in this this bizarre totalitarianistic Orwellian facility. And okay, so
arrival proceeds as planned. We will not be swayed by cowardly acts of terror. Stricter punishments for traitors urged. I heard the powers that be are secretly hoping for some kind of an attack to justify all these new security measures. And while they would prefer it to be bloodless, I suspect they'll take anything. Perhaps they'll even carry it out themselves to ensure it happens before the arrival.
Mm-hmm. Do you see what just happened there? This kid has this place, this society is so stultifying and backwards that they still have newspapers. Gasp. But at first I thought, apparently these are futuristic magic newspapers that you look at them and then you hear the reporter actually dictate the story, complete with personal commentary. But no, it's not just newspapers that do that. Just about every bit of general intel, I think it's called. I just look at it and then I hold down a button and I scan it, and I think the word I'm searching for here is psychometry. That you can touch an object and learn its history. I don't know why this concept is never really expanded upon or defined, but I'll look at, say, I'll go to an office and through the camera I'll look at someone's coffee mug, and through the coffee mug I will conjure this conversation that this guy had with Derringer about like what his job was before he came to work here at the Republic. And I'm like, how did they record this? How am I listening to this? I'll zoom in on someone's trash can, and I'll learn the guy's height who owns this trash can. This kind of stuff happens again over and over again, and you may think that it's just audio logs that we the players can listen to have an idea of what's going on, but no, actually. The characters in this game are actually hearing these recorded conversations ripped from newspapers and trash cans and using this information to solve puzzles in the game world. I don't get it. It's cool and all, but it's odd that the kind of things that I find it hard to suspend my disbelief for. But yeah, the magic psychometrical security cameras. That's just a line I can't cross. Got me. Anyway, let's get a move on. So, yeah, Hope also has a helpful purple shadow whenever she's obscured from where the camera is, so you always know where she is. And on top of that, even if I were to go, say, way down, I'll get that closer in a second. If I were to go all the way down here, hi Sanchez, I can just press the left stick in, and then bam, I'm back to where she is. So that's pretty helpful. Yeah, you pretty much want to... Oh, I'm pretty sure Cooper's calling me.
Hello.
Hello.
Please do not be alarmed by the sound of my voice.
It's not the sound of your voice, it's Microsoft Sam.
My name's Cooper. I am communicating with you in text-to-speech because it is too risky for me to use my real voice.
And not because we are screwing out a potential voice actor of their salary.
I am the one who found the phone in the girls' room just a moment ago.
I find a lot of things in girls' rooms.
I've returned the phone to her because she is in danger and I wish to help her. It seems you wish to help her too.
I am a total boss at emoticons.
I do not presume that you are as technically inclined as I am.
See also the emoticons I just mentioned.
So I will skip the occupational lingo and get directly to the point. The phone she's carrying is a link, giving you access to our facility's online network.
There's just nothing that phones can't do these days.
It is called OmniView.
Named after my favorite magazine. We still have magazines and newspapers.
By entering OmniView, you can easily move from one camera to another. To keep the girl out of sight, you'll need to scout. The rest I'll explain as you go.
Or I'll explain as we go. Hey there, brother. Who's, that's my brother, who's, PSN handle I'm sure that you couldn't see.
Good luck. I'm sure you can hack it in this place.
Ha ha.
That was a joke, by the way. Sometimes my humor gets lost in translation.
Yeah. Don't say really hurtful, sarcastic things over Twitter, kids. Sometimes it's, well, you'll find out. So anyway, let's scan this, what they're called tutorial posters in.
A good reminder, use the cameras to see what's in the next room.
Thanks, Coops.
Sanchez.
Yes, madame.
Don't forget to give her the sodium thiopental injection.
Yes, madame.
Yeah, so evil French Jennifer Hale just told this guy right over here to stab me full of truth serum. So what does he do? He will shiftlessly walk back and forth between 2 points in his 10-foot long office forever. It's yeah, that's what do you expect from him? He's a video game NPC mook.
I once spent some time stuffed in a locker. This may surprise you, but I wasn't very popular in high school.
Oh, Cooper, poodle. Yeah, it's a stealth game, and you can hide in lockers and vents. I mean, are you really surprised at this point? So, I think I'm gonna take this moment to talk about some of the collectibles in this game. And so I started a new game, so I'm pretty damn skippy. I don't have any. I don't have any of the collectibles. That's actually a thing that kind of stuck in my craw, is that I did my best to find everything when I went through this game the first time, and I ended up missing like a couple banned books. Yeah, you basically you find a wealth of literature and you pick it up, and then Dwight Schultz explains to you why it deserves to be rendered into ash, like Animal Farm, because Animal Farm might suggest that that political leaders are pigs, or they'll burn 1984, because that suggests that totalitarianistic surveillance states are potentially bad things. Ooh, heaven forfend. Or my absolute favorite, Fahrenheit 451, in which Dwight Schultz basically goes like, "Oh, look at this book that decried a futuristic dystopian society that burns all literature. Well, I'm the master of a futuristic dystopian society, so I'm going to burn this literature." Boosh! In your face, Bradbury. Didn't see that one coming, did ya? So yeah, it's fun getting extremely skewed literary critiques from Dwight Schultz in this game. These are the Zager tapes, where you can hear David Hayter's gonna hate Hayter, as he with his pretty damn mad, barely lucid ramblings about about the man keeping us down and how we have to fight the power, man. Not you, man, but the other man. In his what I presume is his regular voice, without his Metal Gear scowl, like Zager tapes, like you know how he is. So that's kind of nice. And then there's what's called floppy disks. Hey kids, remember these? Well, the floppy disks are one of the most singularly bizarre collectibles in any video game I've ever played. What do I mean? Well, you pickpocket floppy disks from the pants of almost every guard mook in the game. Which, on the one hand, does tell me that they're going to be exactly 10, like 15. There are going to be 15 guards in this chapter, so that's helpful in letting me know that ahead of time. But what is on these floppy disks? Well, let me just show you. He's going to come back around. And sometimes I think games like this could really benefit from like a fast forward button. I mean, if I can freeze time all the hell I want, so I can't fast forward through time. I mean, geez, what kind of time lord am I being made out to be here, Anyway, so we're going in for the steal.
Going in to pick his pockets. Got it.
Mm-hmm. So I got that game disc, and so those of you might be saying, it was a little small there on that handsome fellow's Twitch stream. Maybe you weren't, full screen in the deal, and but you might be saying to yourself, that kind of sort of looked like the logo for hot indie darling Shovel Knight. Well, your eyes did not deceive you. So all these floppy disks are, awesome indie games from the last 3 or 4 years or so. So here's the Shovel Knight game, which, despite its appearances, I don't think it could actually fit on a 1.44 megabyte, 3.5 inch floppy. But No, it's not just that. It's not just the free advertising for other games. No, what really pushes this up, above and beyond the annals of video game collectible detritus is, it would have to be this.
As a certified Kickstarter addict, my humble key recenter is filled with enough side-scrolling chiptune games to fill a lifetime's worth of the Reagan era. Shovel Knight is one of the good ones though, an 8-bit homage that marries old-school platforming with cutting-edge game design. I cry a little tear whenever I lose my hard-earned gold after a clumsy mistake, and I love it. If 2014 had a baby with 1989, she'd look a whole lot like Shovel Knight.
What the hell was that? I mean, what you just saw is exactly how this collectible game goes on. I'm going to pick up I think I'm going to pick up a disc of like Nuclear Throne soon. And he's all like, Nuclear Throne is one of the greatest roguelike games I've had the pleasure to play. And so on. And I think it was actually a different suite of games on the Steam version, because I'm playing the PS4 version naturally. I'm pretty sure 2 guards from now I get the Fat Princess disc. Fat Princess. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything. I'm saying, like, it's not exactly, it's not a game I stop you from playing another game and say, dude, have you heard of Fat Princess? Like, Destiny. You find a floppy disk with Destiny on it. Like, there's just no rules anymore at this point. I could seriously go on. But why tell you about it? I'm just gonna do my best to pick these things up. And like before I go any further, I completely forgot that we're a little far from. Oh, not you. Okay, I don't think I can get through there from here. I have to go around, but right through that door is Cooper's office. He's actually in there, and. Oh my god, like, I have to show you. Well, first things first, I'm gonna scan,
Looks like one of my colleagues has left a pin code sitting out for everyone to see. I long for the days when basic common sense was a prerequisite for gainful employment.
The interview process really should involve confirming a potential employer's love for FTL. And The Binding of Isaac. It's like, dude, they're great games. You don't... This is something that B-movies learned at least as late as the 1970s. You don't remind people of a better media product during their enjoyment of a current media product. That's just common sense, guys. Like, you're right, Giant Spider Invasion. I really would rather be watching Jaws right now. So anyway, yeah, I got that pin code, and now I can go in here and look at that thing I unlocked with battery power earlier.
This is P0 brand pepper spray. You can equip this for the girl in the bottom left corner of your screen. Each canister contains a single shot.
Of course.
It will temporarily disable guards, but be careful. Before long, they'll be back on patrol and angrier than ever.
Look, pepper spray.
They're like no, It's kind of funny that there are no real weapons in this game. You know, there's nothing with the finality of a gun, but you can, of course, stun dudes with pepper spray. And I actually do like the fact that even if I can switch between pepper spray and pickpocketing. But even if I don't have the pepper spray equipped, if I get grabbed, she'll just automatically pepper spray the dude and give me the opportunity to run away. I actually kind of like that. But then, of course, there are tasers. And tasers are, I said that there's no weaponry in this game. A taser is basically a gun. Like, you zap a dude, he drops, he never gets back up. He's functionally dead. So there came a time when I realized around the second chapter of this game that my pockets max out at carrying three things of pepper spray. However, I can carry 9 tasers at once. Should that not be the other way around? Because there came a point where I just said, wow, I have 9 tasers on me. I'm just going to go on a killing spree. Just, why not? Like, I can put down guards for good. Am I wrong? Like, you're gonna let me carry 9 of the damn things.
0.
So, yeah, right there, bam. I have 3 pepper spray. I'm full up on pepper spray. And yeah, while I'm here, I might as well hide in a locker. Bam! I can hide in a locker. Stealth game confirmed. Oh, jeez, these things are freaking everywhere.
Recently, the children in Metamorphosis have become more brazen in their attempts to take things from the Prizrak. Surely, this was Zager's influence.
Zager! Yes, if it wasn't for Zager, children would have no concept of theft. At some point I'm really going to have to address the story of this game, especially the later story. And I got to tell you, as much as I like this game, I'm not really going to enjoy getting there. Can I first say that? So there's a guy standing right there, he's basically just standing in a corner, like he mouthed off at the teacher or something. Guards can see you fairly well, but they can't hear worth crap. Like, look, I can open this door all the forever, and he'll never register that thing clattering open. Although he will hear my footsteps if I run behind him. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think the point of this guy is that I'm supposed to mace him, just to learn about macing. But I'm like, why? He's just standing there staring into a freaking corner. Hey, Cadigan man. So, yeah, Milton Cadigan is a Kickstarter backer. Good for him, right? And let's take a look at this talking newspaper.
Got him. Zager killed in firefight with Prizrak. The depravity of this man was boundless. Best to remove the
That's why he had to be replaced by Kiefer Sutherland.
Shot dead by Prizrak to killed in firefight by Prizrak. This way it suggests he was given a sporting chance. When the surveillance video of this day surfaces, and it will, it's going to require major surgery if they want it to look like justice.
Yeah, we basically shot him while he was on the can. Like that one guy in Unforgiven. So, hey, dude, you mind if I steal your hot indie game? Is that okay? So I almost maced him. So yeah, can I? Okay.
See what he's carrying.
Let's clip through him rather suspiciously.
I see you have discovered one of my floppy disks. As a hardcore gamer, I collect many video games.
As a video gamer, I find myself playing
Prizrak
video
tormented me
games.
by stealing my prized collection. Can you assist the girl in recovering my lost floppy disks? It is not like you have a more important job to do.
Wow. So Cooper just went from, hey, I'm a tremendous nerd, much like I'm sure you are, and all these other alpha male jock Prizrak security guard dudes, basically dumped my books and stole my video games and parceled them out for one each. So feel free to steal them back as a pointless side activity, because video games, despite how vitally important their primary quests are, there's always time to fuck around and do pointless shit. So a lot of different facets in that monologue that Cooper just gave me. It was efficient, really, is what it was. So yeah, Gone Home. You know what's funny is that I actually got this game free on PS Plus recently, and I actually wouldn't mind doing a stream on it at some point in the future. We'll see if that happens, but of course, before I do that, I have to hear Cooper's sure to be even and objectively nuanced review.
Few games make us think about the stories and secrets we all keep hidden from others. Gone Home is a beautiful game, one I found myself ruminating on long after its credits. I found myself thinking on the Overseer's manifesto and his crusade for a more idyllic society. Our relationship with technology provides order and control. Yet, even in a place like this, there are things even cameras can't see.
Like ghosts and hot lesbian makeout sessions. Yeah, I'll get to Gone Home soon. Don't worry. So... how does he not see me? Yeah, so...
This looks like an old cassette tape. You may find this difficult to believe, but I am actually old enough to remember when these were popular.
You have floppy disks. I believe you're old enough to remember cassettes.
One of Zager's hideouts. However, with the facility's new censorship system coming online, I suspect most of this Zager end will be suppressed. The man enjoyed his salty language, to put it mildly.
And he also enjoyed cigarettes and rations and cardboard boxes. Now, we have plenty of cardboard boxes. Man, Zager would love this place. Anyway, obviously I got another collectible widget, so you're maybe thinking to yourselves, well, let's listen to this Zager cassette, shouldn't we?
If you find a cassette player, perhaps you could hear what is on it. I remember seeing an old boombox when we ransacked one of Zager's hideout.
So we basically have an audio log in a version of audio logs in a game full of audio logs that you have to pause the game to listen to. But these kinds, I have to actually take them to a designated, cassette deck room in order to stand there and listen to them. As much as I otherwise like the mechanics of this game, this part is a little fishy to me. But okay, tell you what. If I recall correctly, yeah.
Last month, a pre-kill got their hands on a canister of pepper spray. They blinded a loyalist Prizrak during routine inspection.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Blindness. So, yeah, I can... sometimes you're lucky enough to attach... to cameras through walls and even through doors that I don't have the Omni version software. You can see in the lower right-hand corner. I don't have the electronic key to open these doors just yet. But, yeah, there's something back here I gotta... No.
Well, Derringer and the Overseer got what they wanted. A trophy kill. I'm surprised they didn't drag Zager's body through the facility as a warning to all of the would-be revolutionaries.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could actually see... hello, Mr. Argentinian Kickstarter backer. Honestly, I've been meaning to look up and see if are these guys' actual faces, actual pictures, because they're all very standard. So it's not like people all around the world sending their own personal headshots in with their Kickstarter money. But I don't know. I also love the fact that pretty much every single security guard has questionable medical history and several criminal charges. Just to let you know, just how committed to their jobs they're going to be as they hunt you through the facility. But okay, so yeah, this is it. I think. Fudge. Hold on. I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to bring Hope closer. Which I can do because that guy is just staring really hard into that corner. But anyway, I think I'll come this... Yeah, I want to stand about here-ish. Because the distance you can travel... I think it's it's either... radius-based or like fog of war based, but you can pretty much I could probably jump from cameras all the way back to the holding cell where I started, but now here is where, let's see, I go into this room and then oh yeah, there's an email I can read on there for more general intel points, but I actually have to unlock the ability to hack into computers. I can hack into cameras and I can hack into electronic locks on foot lockers, but not computers yet. So yeah, here's Cooper's room. There he is, and so there's a lot of fun stuff to look at in his office. I'll start with the least cringeworthy fun thing.
I was given this award for my loyalty to the Prizrak. Ironic, given the current circumstances.
Don't you think?
They also misspelled my name.
Fred E. Copper. Thank you, Mr. Copper, for your becoming the second runner-up as a dedicated serviceman to the evil organization. Nice. Well, what else is here? Oh, come on.
The great thing about Kickstarter is that we can bring back classic games from the past. I remember playing the Shadowrun pen and paper game in my parents' basement. It was kinda fun. I hear it's much better when you play with other people.
So, two things. One, I think we've already established that this game was funded by Kickstarter. There's really no reason to keep bringing this up, like every 2 minutes or so. Secondly, he just mentioned how he would play pen and paper role-playing games in his mother's basement alone. Nerd. But gee, how much more nerdy can this guy get? Well, one thing, he likes Tim Schafer.
Derringer asked me how much money I wasted on this DFA poster. I said it was $10. I lied. Turns out it was $250 on Kickstarter. Worth every penny.
Nerd! On a similar note, I do look forward to getting back to Psychonauts. I'm going to try for a complete level-by-level playthrough of Psychonauts on this very channel. Stay tuned, nerds. God, should I keep going? There's still so much more. Look, more Shovel Knight. More Shovel Knight.
As a reminder that Kickstarter is, and will forever be cool, I hang this Shovel Knight poster proudly.
There wasn't even a joke there. It's just, hey, remember how I said Kickstarter was awesome 30 seconds ago? Well, Kickstarter hasn't gotten any less awesome in the intervening time. Oh my god! This is so early in the game to throw this at us. Like, I wouldn't have minded if we didn't find this place until, like, the 5th chapter when shit really gets real, and honestly the plot the confusion sort of spirals out of itself. I think I would have appreciated having a bit of an emotional anchor then, but you front load all of this just tongue slobbering. I mean, is sycophancy the reward I want to use here? I don't know. It's just, God, it's just when you talk about reality in such a just one-sided, just my words fail me. Like I tell you, if I didn't know more about what this game was had to offer, this is the kind of stuff that I would have considered just kind of stopping and playing. Like this, I feel like I'm watching the devs masturbate. There, I said it. Like that's you save that for the third date, you know. Oh, and here's his long box of discs.
The box that I keep my video game cartridges in. If I ever get my games back, I'm going to store them in a more secure fashion.
So, what's next? Okay, so we've gone through the really cloying, you know, ultra nerdy things that I don't really like about this game. Let's talk about the more even-keeled, you know, more narratively focused, more serious things that I don't like about this game. Well, for starters, I mean, I'd say the second and the third chapters of this game are actually really damn enjoyable. I'm pretty sure like every review I've read talks about how really strong and emotionally moving the very end of the third chapter is, and I'd have to agree. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like basically okay, I'll say this much, that you kind of slip up and you kind of cause the potentially final downfall of a really good friend. It's Cooper. Fine, I'll just say it's you seemingly you know, throw Cooper to the wolves without even meaning to, in order to buy your freedom. And like that's really you know, terrible and all. And I feel really crappy. And then the fourth chapter starts. Okay, well, one nice thing the fourth chapter does tell us is, what would Lord of the Rings have been like if Gollum was played by Richard Kiel? And that's about all the good things I can say about Episode 4. It is a complete departure from the tone of the rest of the game, especially coming off of Chapter 3, and it tries to answer a pertinent question, but doesn't really succeed in doing so. Okay, before I get further along with that, I want to mention this room I'm in right now is basically, you can kind of consider it like a save point. The game auto saves pretty frequently, but usually you when you reload, you come back in one of these confinement rooms, I believe they're called. So yeah, I'm already rocking three whole vials of pepper spray, and she just can't carry any more. Her spine would break in half. But I can carry any number of discs or cassettes or books or 9 tasers, and then later I think like 5 landmines. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Other interesting things about this, these rooms. This is the charging station.
Certain Omni abilities will...
I've already mentioned that, Cooper. Thank you. I'll just go ahead and charge my phone. Yeah, phones are illegal to have. Like, I'm pretty sure that not even like the security guards have phones. They have like walkie-talkies. So I'm not really sure why there are so many phone charging stations when there are not supposed to be any phones. The other thing is that, okay, so this bank of computers here, this is... Oh, hold on a second. What's this?
Collected contraband is up by 47% in recent months. For a secure location, you would be surprised by what we find in their pockets.
I think the message there is someone who is like impaling a dude with a screwdriver, but instead it looks like he's pulling his pants down. That's kind of a failure on the artist's part, I'd say. Now, what this bank of monitors here is, this is the merchant of the game.
Welcome to my domain.
Hey there, you just found a data broker terminal. These are located throughout the facility. Any data you collect by scanning items in OmniView, can be traded to the data broker in exchange for new Omni abilities. Omni abilities are valuable tools for gathering information and assuming control of the girl's environment.
I don't understand why no other character calls her Hope. It's always the girl. I mean, I know who they're referring to, but I mean, come on, she has a name. Is that not like a theme of this whole game? That she's not a number, she's a human being, just like you or me. It's like, oh, what's the girl up to these days? Oh, the girl found my Kickstarter posters, so that's just great.
Care to purchase new abilities?
What are you buying? What are you selling? I don't have a lot of impressions I do, but I think I do a pretty mean Resident Evil 4 merchant dude.
Minor Prizrak patrol routes.
Ooh, Prizrak patrol routes. I'd buy that at a high price. I always love how he like gushes over himself about how much money he's going to give you if you sell him a beer stein or whatever. He's really kind of a terrible salesman. But no, what you want to buy first are the things to unlock emails and phone conversations. Okay, so I can do that now.
Voicemail messages.
Can't quite afford that. Again, I love this, that I need to buy some sort of app for my phone to listen to recorded phone conversations when Hope could just go up to this thing and press a button and probably hear it herself. Why am I clinging to little things like this? You know, like I said, I feel like I do like this game. I appreciate going. Hello there, hello again, friend, whose name is blurred out by Twitch. I do feel like I really did enjoy this game, and I'm glad I rented it. Like, is that a good enough review for you? I'm glad I rented it because I did finish it in 1 week. I'm actually turning it back in tomorrow, and yeah, I got all the trophies except for I missed. Okay, so yeah, I think I started talking about this before. I missed some of the collectibles on the 3rd chapter. And the thing is that I missed quite a few collectibles on the 1st chapter the first time I played it, but when the 2nd chapter starts, it's on the by the way, don't think I've brought up the map yet. I'm so glad this game has a map. It gives you a indication of where you haven't been yet. And so what happens is you go through there, and then there's the dormitories. It's separate from this map, and you come back onto this area here in the center of the screen right now, and that's where the 1st chapter ends. So I started the 2nd chapter, I realized I'm missing a bunch of stuff, and so I just go back through that door, and then through that door that I have the key to unlock level 1 doors, and I just come back into this chapter and scour the place and get all the missing stuff. So I was grateful for that opportunity. It's like, okay, so if I miss something, I'll just do that. I'll just go back and get it. So I missed some crap in the 3rd chapter, but again, the 3rd chapter kind of ends with Hope escaping, and then stuff happens up top that I'm not even going to begin to describe to you because it's going to add like 45 minutes to the runtime of this episode. But then, once that's done, I fortunately got all the cool stuff there, which is great because half of the 4th chapter is, I'm not even kidding, a freaking hedge maze. So glad I found everything in there. But, so the 5th chapter starts, I'm like, okay, well, finally I'll get a chance to get all the stuff I missed in 3. No, the 5th chapter, things go kind of pear-shaped, and large swaths of the facility that you've already visited are blocked off. So I did not get a chance to get that stuff then, and so I'm thinking like, okay, well, fine, I'll get everything here, and I did, and then I'll do chapter select after I beat it, and then just replay chapter 3 and get all the stuff and get my shiny platinum trophy. No, I could not. I somehow missed this in the trophy guides, but you have to get everything in one playthrough. And include there are trophies for collecting like all the Zigger tapes or all the game discs, and you have to do that in one playthrough. So crap, I'm gonna have to play this game from start to finish and perfect it completely in one go in order to get the platinum. And I'm like, I love me some trophies. I don't think I'm renting this game for another week just to do that. Maybe someday in the future. I mean, hell, if this whole Twitch thing takes off in ways that beyond the pale of my wildest dreams, perhaps I'll give it a shot. But for the meantime, I'm probably going to get seen here. Anyway, so hi, Mr. White, Mr. Jerry White. Just about all these guys are guilty of Grand Theft Auto. I mean, is that just a video game joke? Is Grand Theft Auto the only video game named after a crime? I mean, I guess there's no breaking and entering game. There's no aggravated assault game. There's no perjury game. Yeah, maybe it is. But I think I can read some... Yeah, I can... Behold, I'll read an email.
We have observed you spending a great deal of time in the library recently. Perhaps I should ask the librarian about these indiscretions.
Sorry.
Did she give you the poisoned manifesto?
It's just her pose. It's the best pose they could get. Like, what's this I heard about poison manifestos?
Speak.
I love you, Jennifer.
Have been put here to show
as video game voice actresses go, she's almost as good as Laura Bailey. Actually, it's kind of funny that Jennifer Hale is here because it's knocking on the back of my head that I want so badly to recommend this game, even though I have such grievous problems with the ending. And that reminds me, oh yeah, I guess you'd call that the Mass Effect syndrome, eh? Yeah. So, okay, before I do that, let me rob this dude.
Let's go for the steal. Got it.
Let them eat cake. Had Marie Antoinette said that to her teammates during a death match in Fat Princess,
PlayStation,
she probably would have kept her head. In this endlessly entertaining action RTS, eating cake is a means of restoring your character's health. The mission is straightforward enough. Rescue a Rubenesque royal, and feed her as much cake as you can carry until she's too heavy for the opposing team to carry her. Irresponsible eating has never been this much fun.
Okay, Cooper, I'll give you a point for using the word Rubenesque. As an overweight person, I've actually come to... I have some respect for the word Rubenesque. It is far and away the most dignified word you could possibly use to call somebody fat. Like, it totally destroys big boned in that regard. Absolutely. Actually... Oh. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, I just realized something. I was gonna mace him, and I might still mace him, but this is something that happened to me by accident. I was trying to hide, and I walked into this room, and the guy just like key fobs the door, and like, oh, that's what this is. It's a confinement cell. I didn't even plan to do this, but I just remembered it as I was running away from him. But yeah, the first time I ever got seen, it was by the other guy who's in the other corner of this room, and I was just I thought there was like a locker to hide in or something, and I didn't see it, so I tried to like duck in a corner here, and he walked in and is like, oh, okay. Well, that makes my job easier. Boop, boop. And he just closes the door. So, oh noes, I'm trapped in here. The game is over, right? Right? I can just pause and then unlock the door for her. It doesn't even cost any battery. Even though if it did cost any battery charger right there. Like, look. You come to appreciate games that don't just kill you outright and then you magically rewind time and you're alive again. But no, in this game you get captured, you get dragged to one of these cells, and then you just walk right the hell out of that again. Do you know what game that actually reminds me of? What game I think of when I imagine the inherent quality, the inherent trait of a video game to throw you into a cell that you can just walk right the fuck out of? E.T. for the 2600. Yeah. Congratulations, Republic. You share something in common with E.T. for the Atari 2600. High five, Hope. Yeah, you appreciate that being spoken in such rarefied air, don't you, Hope? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna nab some more Des. I was going to, not bother picking up any other things, but speaking of things I can pick up, here's a banned book.
I'll hold on to this.
The girl has found one of the banned books. The overseer has banned many books inside of Metamorphosis. As the poor librarian upstairs once said, it is better to ban a book than to burn it.
Words to live by.
Talk about taking lemons and making lemonade. I wonder if there are more books like this one lying around.
Spoiler, there are, like 90 of them. Yes, this cruel, totalitarianistic regime, which is cracking down on forbidden literature. There is forbidden literature, and not just that, but varied, forbidden literature just scattered hither and yon everywhere. Video games, motherfucker! But I'm sorry, I'm not quite done yet. I have to hear what Dwight Schultz has to say about the rampant hedonism of one Zorba the Greek.
Put this in the box with leaves of grass.
Ooh!
We deserve each other. He would teach our innocents to dance and carouse. Seduction and the majesty of a man's body befit such a vagrant as Zorba. But they don't belong here, where we give people their best home. This is a blueprint for destroying one's life. Are we not here to give people happiness? They cannot be taught suicide.
I'm afraid I didn't have to read this book in class in the school or anything, but does he commit suicide at the end? I don't want to think he does, but I'll have to look that up later. Anyway, oh god, and I just remembered. I think the very last book you find in this chapter is Lolita. I haven't read it, obviously, but I swear I've heard somewhere that what Mr. Nabokov was trying to communicate with that book is that pedophilia is actually a bad thing, but you wouldn't know that from people talking about Lolita. Whoops. I honestly think Taxi Driver is a more effective anti-pedophilia work than Lolita ended up being. But I think that's enough pedophilia talk for tonight. I'll come back later. There's a dude walking around there, and I can't see him. So let's zoom here. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Chris Shell. One of his aliases is Seashell. Bet that didn't take long to come up with, right? Oh boy, he didn't steal any cars. Good for him.
Let's see what he's got on him. Nice.
This was the best game I played in 2012, but I didn't stop playing it then. I find myself going back to Journey whenever I need a pick-me-up, a reminder that life is a journey, that this world is beautiful, that humanity is good, if given the proper rules to live by.
What rules to live by does Journey give us? Do a lot of sand surfing. Always travel with a companion, but never talk to them. Wear a burqa. Scarves. Scarves are awesome. Those are words to live by from Journey. Dude, look. I liked Journey just fine. but you and even if you know, you clearly access some part of the game that just went over my poor plebeian head, you know, I'm sure you could talk, Cooper, you could talk about this on like YouTube or something. Honestly, I have a lot of subs, like you know, the extra credits folks. We've actually interviewed the Castaway Crowd has actually interviewed them at a convention once. They have shows that talk about how awesome these other video games are. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm not bringing this up anymore. Wow, it just gets funny after a while. Really, it's just like I made, as I was playing through this game, I made bets. It's like, oh well, obviously they're going to talk about Flower and Flow later, right? And they do. I'm like, oh, they better talk about Enter the Gungeon. No, they don't. Maybe that came out too recently for it to make it into to here. Oh, Mighty Number 9. Wouldn't that have been funny? Would that not have been funny if that game was on a disc in this? And of course Cooper is contractually obligated to talk about how awesome it is. It's like Keiji Inafune's carbon copy of Mega Man that he was no longer contractually allowed to make games about, as Ribbon Reborn, his passion in Mighty Number 9. Once I had finished playing this game, I surely was crying like an anime fan on prom night. Okay, you know what's going to cheer me up? Good times. So I knew that that I'm walking into another area locked behind a loading screen, so he's not going to follow me in here.
Do you see the door there?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have to go. If I can get to the library, I can find the librarian.
That's how libraries work. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca, man? On another subject about the Kickstarter soldier dudes, I'm pretty sure they're all the exact same character model. They're all, you know, pasty, bald, white dudes with really bad posture.
Now's our chance. Let's go through this door.
And I think in the final chapter, we actually find guards who are based on two female Kickstarter backers. They're creepy. They're creepy bald dudes too. I can't unlock that yet.
Hello, it is Cooper again.
Who else would it be?
You cannot open that door with your current version of the OmniView software. You will need to update your software at a daemon server. Upgrade to version 1.0 and you can open this door. Then, you can get the girl to the library. The nearest demon is in the commissary on the other side of the dorms.
Is it weird that I always thought that word was pronounced daemon? Like, okay, we're not going to call anything about computers demons, are we? I mean, it's not the 80s anymore, right? No, it's pronounced demon.
I will add this waypoint to your map. Proceed with caution.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the happy cat butt emoticon there, Cooper.
It seems like you have a plan. What do we need to do?
So apparently she wasn't listening to that phone call, even though she's the one who has the phone. Okay. Well. Okay, I tell you what. We're getting towards the... Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. I think it's somewhere in here that is it under inventory? So, at some point I had a chance to change her outfit. I don't remember, I don't remember what that is. Never mind. Well, in any case, I might as well take this time to talk about what I thought about the fifth and final chapter. It didn't really come together with for me. Like, this game is extraordinarily narrative based, and obviously so. It has, fantastic voice acting. It has a lot of, very, very good three-dimensional characters. Like, so, I talked about, the evil, totalitarianistic regime, and honestly, a lot of antagonistic characters that you run into this game turn out to be friendly. They have changes of heart. They have, reasons to utterly despise what's going on here. And eventually, their better angels, come to the fore, and I actually rather enjoyed, kind of following the arcs of all these other characters, Murray mostly, and Zager. He's not dead, by the way. I mean, it's Solid Snake. Of course, he's not dead yet, but and Cooper, of course, and the reporter lady, Maddie Sade. She actually. She's actually a major player in the third chapter, which the third chapter was far and away the best. You like the fact, you gotta love the fact that she was doing her best to kind of make up for past sins, but the only way she can contribute is by using the yellowest of yellow journalism and like destroying practically innocent people's lives by conflating the sins of their pasts. It's like it's the only thing she knows how to do. So, I really did like a lot of these characters, and then the fifth chapter comes up, and man, it just fails to really give a satisfying ending to the mystery. So let's talk about some of the mysteries. Okay, actually, I think the first most trenchant mystery: who am I? And by I, once again, I do not mean Hope, although whoops. Sorry about that. And by I don't mean Hope. I mean me. I mean my character, who's in the cameras. Like who the hell am I? Actually, let's outside.
They won't find me.
Nah. Like who the hell am I? Like I said to myself, okay, well obviously they're going to explain who I am and how I hacked into the system, and I'm helping her escape. So I mean, obviously, for the longest time, I thought I was Weep. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't mentioned Weep. I'm probably skipped over some of the posters to scan or whatever. But so Weep is, like I said, 933W. He's Hope's like classmate, and apparently he escaped. He jumped the reservation like a couple days ago, and no one knows where he is. So obviously, I thought, well, I must be Weep, and I'm gonna find the phone tower or whatever I've had a laptop jacked into all this time, and Hope's gonna get me down there, and we're gonna walk arm in arm out in the sunset. No, Weep is dead. Sorry to spoil that, but you find relatively bluntly at a not very opportune time in the fourth chapter. No, Weep fucking drowned out in the big pool up top. So, or actually, it was like a moat or something. He was trying to escape. He was trying to smuggle himself back into the facility through, and giant Richard Keel Gollum dude like flooded it, and he died. So I'm like, well, I'm not like Weep's ghost or something that's infested the machine. That would be silly, right? Oh, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not that. But anyway, I'm just gonna come out and say it. You never learn who I am in this game, and that seems like a tremendous missed opportunity for me. That would have been a. It's so like who the fuck am I? Why do I care about busting Hope out? Like there was an email I read in the fifth chapter that kind of sort of offered a possibility as to what I am, but it's not really satisfying. It's a big hand wavy. It's like, oh, you're this thing, and that doesn't, and who cares? Like that kind of stuck me like a bit of a knife. Okay, so we've talked about the cruel totalitarianistic regime of, and they have whoops, and they this society has a whole host, like an academy's worth of children that they give numbers to, and they keep them confined in their dorms. And oh, by the way, I don't think I looked at what I stole from this guy.
I would pronounce the team behind this freaky little game, but text-to-speech has a hard time with the word Simogo.
I don't know what Yearwalk is. Let's just move on. So you learn that it's like the year 2020 or something, and C Lab is up and running down down beneath the waves, and we're on some kind of island. We discover somewhere in some ocean. So we're this like private gated country essentially that Trigzalov rules with an iron fist, and so yeah, he keeps these children. I'm also going to come out and say I kind of suspected this, but Hope and Weep and the rest of them are basically test tube babies. We were grown in a lab, so we don't have names. And so what's the sinister purpose behind these children, these precals as they're called? Well, I found out the reason why, and I basically just said, "What, is that it?" Like, you remember The Matrix? And like, man, it's always we're always in for a bad time when I say, "Hey, remember The Matrix?" But remember how in The Matrix, the machines won the war and they've enslaved humanity, and but unfortunately, like the skies are really permanently overcast due to nuclear fallout or something, and nuclear winter, what have you. So their solar power cells can't work anymore. Damn you, solar power! When will you learn? When will we learn? So they have to keep people as batteries, and so. Okay, first things first, that makes no goddamn sense, because human beings don't produce... We're really terrible batteries. We're not like lemons, Oh, how could I forget about this guy? Guess who this is? Bra. Or Brahe. Do you know anybody who has that name? Yep. Hey, Tycho. His medical history is zoophilia and swollen with evil. There are 15 years worth of Penny Arcade strips I have not read. I'd like to think that's comes from there. I assume that they thought about listing under charges fruit fucking, but I don't think the devs would have taken that well. Yeah. Oh, by the way, as far as I know, Gabe is not in this game. It's kind of a pity. But
let's see what he's carrying. Nice.
Also, is there any story behind why Tycho is endlessly interested in that blue butterfly that's in the women's bathroom, and he's just going to stare at that forever?
A modern game with all the trappings of a great 90s arcade cabinet, mutants, post-apocalyptic environments, killer co-op. I like to imagine nuclear throne machines lining every laundromat and corner store, disaffected youths pushing grannies out of the way, placing quarters to claim their spot in line. The developers at Vlambeer are the true Wasteland Kings.
Ooh, Vlambeer are the true Wasteland Kings. In your face, Bethesda. So, what is the sinister plan for having this this despotic society full of test tube children who constantly get their brains wiped if they read poison manifestos, if they ever are exposed to ideas that are not reminiscent of our great despotic ideal. I'm gonna not spoil the point of them. I actually kind of figured that is one nice thing about the fourth chapter. I actually kind of figured out what the point of the test tube babies is. But let me just say that like the Matrix, like in the Matrix, if people were supposed to be batteries, why bother to keep their minds occupied by playing Second Life forever? Like, they don't need their brains to produce, body heat. Why are they not all brain dead? Or why don't you use cows? Animals that are larger, more, sweatier, and are even less likely to rebel. It's just one of those. It's a concept that you feel was kind of thought of a little bit too late in the development cycle, and it just doesn't really stand up when you look at it from the back, when you're at the very end, looking back to the beginning. The same thing happened here. I'm going to not spoil what they are, but the thing is that what they are doesn't really require them to be given serial numbers and stuffed into a school taught by Jennifer Hale and, threatened with lobotomies if they act out. Like, what they are, like, let me put it this way, I could be what Hope or Weep is. I could have been adopted by my family as an infant and never known this and just lived the rest of my life. And I donate blood. I'm O negative, so I take it upon myself to donate blood whenever I can. So getting a blood sample getting a small piece of my blood donation every 8 weeks or so, if that was filtered back to Dwight Schultz here in the Republic, that would totally be well within his needs for my, genetically altered self. That would be good. And I would never have to know. I would never have to have any idea where I came from or what point I serve. And you might be saying to yourselves, well, maybe the point of the cruel, controlling society is to keep these children safe because they're that important to his genetically altered mutation-y plan. They're really not. He has copies. Like, all of us are basically, any one of us can serve this purpose. So, even if I were to die, it's Super Hexagon.
They call Super Hexagon a Twitch game. I doubt even Doc Holliday had quick enough reflexes for this one. I've never gotten farther than 3.5 seconds. It's intense. I don't know if that's because it gives me vertigo, or because of the ominous lady shouting game over every time I die.
Yeah, I think I'm winding down for the evening, guys. So once again, the entire purpose for these kids does not justify the setting of this game. I'm just going to kind of come out and say that. And that really kind of sucks. It casts a bit of a pall on this game once you get all the way to the end.
This is the girl's room, 390H. Of course, this isn't what she calls herself.
And it's definitely not what I call her, girl. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna wind this down in here, the room where the game began. It's poetry, whatever the hell George Lucas said in that one really cringeworthy documentary. Anyway, okay, so this thing, I actually forgot about this. So,
my inspiring pupil.
So Big Boss Dwight Schultz gives her this thing,
This is more than just
and
some trinket. It is a secret between you and I, and it cannot be shared until we are both ready. So I will keep the key for safekeeping until the two of us agree to open it together. Until then, I hope you will treasure its beauty as much as I do you. And when you gaze upon it, I hope your thoughts will be of me.
So naturally, when I saw that the first time, I said to myself, "Oh, is Hope Dwight Schultz's daughter or something?" That's obviously a cliche, but that's what else are they implying with that little spiel they just gave us? No, we never find out what's in this chest. In the 5th chapter, when things go kerflooey, jackasses actually loot her her room while she's elsewhere and just take the thing, and we never find out what the hell it is. It's like Marcellus Wallace's soul could have been in there for all I know. Jeez. So yeah, again, they're really cracking down on this contraband books, but there's the Scarlet Letter just hanging out in my room.
Failed leadership, especially when that leadership fails by giving in to mental illness or desire. Hawthorne came from a line of leaders, but you wouldn't know that by reading his account of Dimsdale. The Scarlet Letter would teach our citizens that its leadership can succumb to the weaknesses that we work daily to cure. Such doubt is unacceptable. Where would we be without faith in government?
Okay, so if I remember the Scarlet Letter correctly, Hester Prynne sleeps with, like, the mayor, and then she gets all the blame for that and has to, wear the letter and be slut-shamed for the remainder of the book. That almost makes it sound like the book doesn't suggest that it's the leader that should take the fall for what happened, or does it? It's been ages. I saw the movie with Demi Moore. It's honestly, I'm pretty sure you could say the book was better in that regard. But yeah. So I guess the one last thing I really should talk about is there are a number of binary choices through the game. And I love the fact that there's a trophy for taking each possible choice. And so what I was told to do is, when I get to a choice, take the choice I didn't want to take, and then the moment the trophy pops, hard reset out of the game and replay it so that it doesn't auto save that I made that choice, so I can make the other choice and hopefully get all the trophies in one playthrough. But the best laid plans of mice and men. So imagine my surprise when the very, very end of the game ends. There is a 3-way choice you can make, and I will not dare tell you what they all are. But I looked at the choices and I said, well, option A, that's the only one worth taking. Like, I'm not even sure why I would be taking the second or third options. The first option is such a clear choice. Like, unfortunately, there's no trophies tied to taking all of them. So I'll just take the obvious option A choice. Like, why would I not? And then Hope looks at me and says, "Are you sure?" And I say, "Yeah, I'm sure. Do that." And she says, "Are you really sure?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And then she asks a third time, "Are you totally sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yes, honey, yes. It is 3:30 a.m. I want to see how this game ends." And so she says, "Well, screw you. I'm taking option D." And again, without spoiling, option D doesn't really end with any possible party benefiting. Like, it is very appropriate that one of my subs on YouTube recently posted a top 10 meaningless choices in video games countdown with your choice of the bird pendant or the cage pendant from BioShock Infinite was one of the major choices, or in Walking Dead, like, if you choose to save the Kenny's little kid, or do you choose to save the other guy's kid, and no matter which one you choose, the other guy's kid will die and Kenny's kid will always live. So yeah, those kind of things. Boy, did that remind me of that. Like, I cannot believe that the game ends with what seems like a meaningful choice that it just yanks out. That it honestly, it kind of mocked me like 3 times in a row. Like, you really want to do that, you dumb fuck? And then she says, like, screw you, I'm doing this instead, which wasn't even an option given to me. It was, you know what should have been on that list? It would have to be Dragon Warrior on the NES. You remember that at the very end of the game where the king had said, like, wouldst thou, because it has God Dragon Warrior loved it's really freaking awful old English speak. Wouldst thou like to marry my daughter and inherit my kingdom? And then you're allowed to say yes or no. But if you say no, he'll say, but thou must. And then yes or no again. And I found a YouTube video of somebody saying no like 100 straight times, and every time it's but thou must, but thou must. And so I always attribute that line to video games that shoehorn you into a specific way of thinking. And even so, the way Republic ended. Yeah, that choice was not one I would have ever made, even unless I was going for the bad ending. What can I say? Like this game, I swear to you, I like a lot of parts about this game. I like parts of this game that I don't have the time to actually show you before I'm forced to return this thing first thing in the morning to the store. So seriously, guys, like if you yeah, it's a fantastic rental, obviously, and I'm pretty sure it's also very cheap to get on Steam if you want to give it a shot yourself. That is Republic, spelled with a Q-U-E instead of a C. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight's episode of Crossing the Streams. I think I'll let the little goldfish sing us out here.
Hey, fishy, you hungry? Here you go. What does the world look like to you? Fishy, I'll tell you a secret. I like a boy who lives on the other hall. The one we call Weep. He sits beside me in history class, and he's adorable. I'm too shy to talk to him.
So, yeah, that was the first mention of Weep in the game. And I guess it's appropriate that that she's talking to a fish, because as you may remember me mentioning, he's already drowned. That is crackerjack storytelling right there, wouldn't you say? Well, safe travels, folks. Good night.